Park in Houston, Texas. Fox Sports Houston brings you Houston Astros baseball. Tonight, the Astros open a series against the New York Mets. Good evening, everybody. Bill Brown and Jim Deshaies. The Astros 4-2 on this road trip. It's the first of four with the Mets, who bring three left-handers to the rotation for this series, JD.
Oh, boy, what a fun weekend it was. The Astros are sweeping the Pirates, coming from behind in all three of those ball games. The Mets kind of struggling last 3 weeks. Win one, lose one, hovering around 500. They just lost 2 out of 3 at home to the Philadelphia Phillies.
Our Jaguar key matchup is brought to you by the 2011 Jaguar XJ.
Well, we got a pair of left-handers. The youngster Jonathan Neese, who got his first Major League win last year against the Astros. Been pitching very well this year. He's 7-5. Lately, 2-3 with an ERA of 3 since the 1st of July. Through that same stretch, Wandy Rodriguez has been one of the best in all of baseball. He's 4-1, ERA 2.09. Very good the last 2 times out, but no run support.
Coming up from Minute Maid Park, where the Astros can climb to 500 at home tonight with a win. They haven't been at 500 at home all season. Hunter Pence has been swinging one of the hot bats. Let's see who emerges in this game in just a moment. .150. And by Jack in the Box. Cloudy night. Tonight's HD telecast is presented by your local Lincoln Mercury dealers and the 2010 MKS. Technologically breathtaking. Reach higher with the 2010 Lincoln MKS. Temperature reached 100 degrees yesterday in Houston at the airport, so the clouds are welcome. It has been a record-type month for heat so far at this point of August. And the Astros play the Mets for the first time in a 4-game series. And they'll have 3 at New York on the end of the next road trip, which starts Friday in Florida. So the Astros swing back to the National League East, where they're 6-10. And the Mets, coming off a 3-3 homestand, are 9-10 against the clubs in the NL Central. And they just lost their closer today, Francisco Rodriguez. So they will go with closer by committee if they get the opportunity in this series. The Astros take the field. 4-2 on this homestand. They're 30-31 now this season at Minute Maid Park. And Wandy Rodriguez has been a hot hand for them. Here's the Mets batting order. Jose Reyes leads it off at shortstop. Angel Pagan's in left field with David Wright at third base. Carlos Beltran is the center fielder, followed by Jeff Francoeur in right field. Mike Hessman at first base. Henry Blanco at catcher. Luis Castillo is the second baseman, with Jonathan Neese the pitcher.
Starting pitcher is brought to you by Suzuki. We take a look at Wandy Rodriguez. Uncle Charlie, that curveball. He throws that an awful lot, and why not? It's one of the best in baseball. And since July 19, 3-0 with a .83 ERA as he continues to whittle away at that ERA. A couple of months ago, it was up over 6. Now at 4.18 against the Mets. He's made 5 starts. He's 2-2 with a 3.68 earned run average. Defensively, the Astros, a little, that's the Mets. Long deep, but they look good in their blue caps. It's the right deep, and a little wrinkle in center field. Michael Bourne gets the night off, so Jason Michaels will get a start out there between Lee and Pence. C.J. Sanchez, Keppinger Wallace, Jason Castro behind the plate. Riff right there.
Oh, yeah, very good riff to get us going. And Wandy Rodriguez gets the ball from Jason Castro to get it started. The Mets have slipped a game below 500 at 58-59. They were looking good about 6 weeks ago in the National League East. Jose Reyes, 279 with 8 homers, has 43 runs batted in. The Speed Merchant has 23 steals this season and takes strike 1. Reyes, a switch hitter, is hitting .286 as a right-handed batter this year. Hits that one to shortstop. Angel Sanchez throws him out. Good man to keep off base with Reyes' speed. And the next guy's been a tough out as well. Angel Pagan has been probably the team MVP, those who have followed the Mets say. With his overall season of .302, 10 homers, 53 runs batted in. He has 22 doubles, 7 triples. Leads the club in steals with 28. He's third in the league in steals. And good defensive play for Pagan this year. There's strike 1 with Dan Bellino calling the balls and strikes. So Pagan has been in a breakout year for him. He's stolen more bases than he had for his entire career. Fouls that one in. He's become an everyday player now. Currently, Jason Bay is on the disabled list with a concussion, but Pagan, who played a lot of center field before Carlos Beltran returned from his knee surgery, has to play somewhere. Those think who have been following the Mets.
Yeah, he's having a nice year. It's kind of interesting, the mindset that we take. And we all do the same thing. And some Mets people saying that Pagan may be their most valuable player. Well, clearly David Wright is their most valuable player, but when you compare to the expectations,
right,
what Pagan has done compared to what you thought you were going to get out of him, he's been probably their best story.
He's rung up on the high pitch. Wandy gets him to chase the fastball for K number 1 of the night.
Well, that was a theme that was repeated time and again over the weekend with the Pirates in town. Chasing high fastballs. Well, Wandy will take a shot up there every now and then. Gets most of his strikeouts because of his curveball, whether it's a swing and miss at his curveball, or he's able to lock up a hitter who's sitting on a curveball and they can't pull the trigger on the heater. That's the key pitch for him, that good hook.
287 for David Wright with 17 homers and a club high 77 driven in. That's right on the edge for strike 1 to Wright. So the numbers look good for David, but to hear people who have watched him all year, they say, well, the RBIs have come in clumps. Could drive in 8 runs in a 3-game series and then go 2 weeks without another RBI sometimes this year.
He's been in a good funk in the second half. Has not done much since the All-Star break, and in the month of August hitting below 200. He's moved way off of home plate.
He was beaned last season. Might be a reflection of that. 2-1 to Wright. Wright has not driven in a month in August. He's hitting 114, 5 hits and 44 at bats in the month. And he's hit 204 since the All-Star break. There's how far he sets up from the plate.
Off the plate and deep in the batter's box. It's a good long look at that pitch. He's not the only one. There's a number of these Met hitters that are really struggling. They've hit just 5 home runs this month. The Astros haven't been hitting the ball out of the ballpark either, but at least the Astros are hitting for a high average.
Jeff Francoeur looking as right. Flips one out to short right center field, and that'll land in for a single. A looping hit for the All-Star David Wright. That gets Carlos Beltran to the plate here in the first inning. Beltran, a former Astro who joined the Astros team in the 04 season. And then during the playoffs that year, he just went wild. .219 this season, 1 homer, 9 runs batted in. Still drawing a lot of boos as he comes back. Some 6 years after leaving that team after the fabulous 04 run through the postseason when he was magnificent. Hit 8 homers in the postseason that year. 4 in the division series, 4 in the league championship series. He's 5 for 14 with a homer against Wandy. But he left for New York as a free agent.
Clearly the fans more disgruntled over the fact that he left, but appreciative of the good work he did in that stretch he was here. And I think the real frustration for the fans was they feel like the Astros got played a little bit in those negotiations. It seems in retrospect that Carlos and his agent Scott Boras had no intention of coming back here. But they flirted with the Astros for a while.
Well, it worked for about a $120 million deal with the Mets. Runner going. Here's the throw. Bouncing and safe at second. Castro put a good throw out towards second. Keppinger picked it. But Wright got his 17th steal.
I usually talk about a high fastball as being a good pitch for a catcher to handle. But when it's this high, you got to do a little extra work to get into good throwing position. Nice pick there by Keppinger on the short hop. Oh, flip a coin.
Yeah. Close call for Joe West, the crew chief. Now 1-2 to Beltran. And the curveball got him. No runs, 1 hit. 1 man left. No score. The Astros. Jeff Keppinger leads off. Michael Bourne is getting a rest tonight. Keppinger at second base, followed by Angel Sanchez at shortstop. Hunter Pence is the right fielder. It's Carlos Lee in left field. Jason Michaels gets the call in center field. Chris Johnson plays third base with Brett Wallace at first. Jason Castro is the catcher for Wandy Rodriguez.
23-year-old Jonathan Neese is the starting pitcher. The Scouting Report is brought to you by Suzuki. And we'll take a peek at that. After he delivers ball one. He's got fastball, curveball, a changeup. Likes to cut his fastball. 6'3", 287 since coming off the DL, and there's not a lot of stolen base this year.
He pops it up foul. Coming over Mike Hessman. Hessman takes care of the first out of this game. Keppinger retired by Nice, who's had a solid season, but in his last start, he had a twinge in his right hamstring. And the Mets are going to be watching that very carefully tonight because he tore his right hamstring tendon last year and went on the 60-day disabled list.
Wow. He's 23 years of age, as I mentioned. Look at his last 3, and in particular the last 2, 7 innings, 1 earned run each time.
Angel Sanchez looks at strike 1. Nice will cut the fastball in on a right-handed hitter sometimes. And the curve, the slower pitch, makes it a 1-ball, 1-strike count to a 286 hitter with no homers, 15 runs batted in. Sanchez grounds one in the hole, diving stop. David Wright with a throw and the stretch by Hessman. 2 outs. Outstanding play by Wright.
It would be understandable if the Mets were half a step slow tonight. They rolled in, I don't know, 3 in the morning. Probably got to bed around 4 after playing a night game last night. David Wright. Quick move there to gobble up that ball and throw out Sanchez.
Outstanding work by Wright. Now it's Hunter Pence. Hunter, during a 4-game hitting streak, has gone 9 for 15, up to 285, 16 homers, 62 runs batted in. And looking at ball 1, he's in a good place right now with his stroke. Hitting 370 in the month of August. He's had 3 hits in each of the last 2 games. 1 ball, 1 strike. We were chatting before the game, and I said, remember about a month ago when I said that you were due to get hot? He said, yeah, I remember that. And then nothing happened for about the next 7 to 10 days. So he said, if you want to keep that to yourself next time, that'll be fine. There's a smash into left field and a 5-game hitting streak for Hunter Pence. But he went on to say that, yeah, he felt good at the plate at that time, but now he's gotten the results, and that's really validated the work he's put in, JD.
Well, I think he owes you a debt of gratitude, Browning.
Not really.
Called it.
He did it. That's a lot tougher than calling it. And it's Carlos Lee coming up.
Although there are some in this business that they feel like calling the event is bigger than the event itself.
247 for Carlos with 15 long balls. And he looks at ball 1, and his 62 runs batted in ties Hunter Pence for the club high. Carlos, too, has sizzled for the last several weeks. He's hitting 320 in August with 10 runs batted in.
Nice, a lefty with a good move and a quick delivery. I mentioned the fact there's been no stolen bases against him this year. There's been 4 who have dared try, and they've all been thrown out.
El Caballo in favor tonight. Astros 17-13 against Southpaws this year. Broken bad roller to right. He takes the extra time that he has, turns it into out number 3. No runs, a hit. Sparkling play by Wright along the way on Sanchez, and there's no score after 1.
Family night, Sunday, September 19th. After the 105 game against the Reds, stick around for the event, including a concert with Mercy Me. Tickets start at just $7. Go to Astros.com/mercy to get those tickets. Bill, back to you.
Thank you, Bart. Busy night ahead for you. You have interviews coming up. We'll be interested in following that. We had a team awarded on the field, RBI championship team, so we'll be talking to them. Meanwhile, Jeff Francoeur takes ball 2. It's 2 balls, no strikes to the former Atlanta Brave with a .235 batting average, 11 homers, 47 runs batted in for Francoeur. First round pick of Atlanta in 2002. We traded him to the Mets in July of 2009 for Ryan Church, as he had fallen out of favor and batting average had dipped for the Braves, beginning his career very well.
Yeah, he began his career very well because teams were throwing him strikes, and then they realized, wait a minute, we don't have to throw this guy strikes. He's still a dangerous hitter, but swings and misses a lot. He's been good against Wandy, 5 out of 12 with a couple of long ones.
And that's part of the reason he's in the lineup tonight. Chip Hale's the third base coach. He got out of the way of that foul ball. 2-2 to Francoeur. Mets have 4 left-handed hitters on the bench tonight. And Wandy gets a foul ball there. The Mets are 17-14 against left-handers. They're beginning a 7-game road trip, 4 here and 3 in Pittsburgh. And Jerry Manuel's club really falling upon hard times. 10-19 since the All-Star break, hitting .212.
He is up there hacking. That curveball off the ground and yanking it foul. And Joe Manuel, it's not easy to manage in New York with all the pressures that go with it. Counts, he is a stand-up guy. Tough times for the Metropolitans. 5th highest payroll in all of baseball, and they don't have a lot to show for it.
3 balls, 2 strikes to Francoeur, who's walked 23 times. Jeff drove in 76 last year. He got away from Wandy.
Even he could take that one.
Yeah. Leadoff walk. Wandy's 46th walk. He's pitched 136 innings.
A lot of irony in that walk because Wandy's been dialed in lately.
There's that Mercy Me concert Bart was talking about. Post game on Sunday, September 19th. Great group. And that'll be the second such concert here in that series this year. Mike Hessman has been a fabulous home run hitter in the minor leagues. He's 32 years old, has not had much major league time at all. Charles it back, strike 1. And Hessman was promoted from the minor leagues to the Mets, where he's hit 1 homer and driven in 5. He came up from AAA Buffalo. July 26th, he's hit 329 minor league homers. That's the most among active players. So kind of a modern day Crash Davis.
Yeah, Bernardo Brito.
Yeah.
King Kong Keller playing against a guy in the International League, Jerry Keller.
Okay.
Who I think he got a little big league time, but he spent a lot of time in AAA and hit a bunch of home runs.
Well, Hessman was drafted by Atlanta way back in '96. Francoeur in the 0-2 draft by the Braves. Ground ball, and Sanchez moves to his right. Throws to second. Keppinger relays. Slick double play.
Pretty good. Quickly unloading. That keeps Keppinger out of harm's way of Francoeur trying to get a piece of him.
That was very well done. Here's Henry Blanco now, getting a first pitch curve for strike 1. Blanco has played well. 267, 2 homers, 7 runs batted in. He's 38 years old. Usually good for 1 or 2 starts a week.
He's been a very good defensive backstop.
Rod Barajas was on fire the first couple of months of the season as one of the Mets catchers. He hit 12 homers in April and May. He is hurt right now. Minor league rehab assignment. And Josh Tolley is a left-handed hitting catcher who's on the bench tonight. He did the catching last night in New York. He's done a nice job. 1-2. Wandy is 2-2 in his career against the Mets. In 5 starts, he has a 3.68 ERA against the New Yorkers. Mets are 16-17 at Minute Maid Park since it opened. 2-2. Brad Mills had a chat with Michael Bourne today. He told the media, and they looked at some videotape of bunting and talked about bunting. And he wanted to give Michael a chance to digest that, get a little rest tonight against the lefty Nice. Ground ball, and there is Chris Johnson. In the second, the ground ball works quite well for Wandy Rodriguez. He keeps the game scoreless. Well, Brad Mills' club looking strong, 4-2 on this homestand, and relying on Jason Michaels to lead it off here in the home second. Jason looks at ball 1, hitting .254. He has 7 homers with 22 runs batted in. That pitch upstairs from Jonathan Nice for a 2-ball, no-strike count to the veteran J. Mike. 1 for 5 on this homestand. He's hitting .318. In his last 34 games with 17 runs batted in.
You're talking about Michael having the night off. He's had a number of days off here against lefties recently, and when you look at his numbers across the board, they're down this year versus last year, but really down against left-handed pitching. Last year he hung in there so well. This year hitting just a .185 against southpaws.
That one stayed down. 3 balls, 2 strikes for Nice. Nice with that ERA of 3.50 has had some tough luck this year. He's 7-5. His ERA in the first 3 innings is 2.32 this season. That's strike 3. First strikeout for Nice. Coors Light Cold Hard Blast came yesterday from Chris Johnson. And he hit number 6 of the year.
He took a rare 0 for the night before. He was 0 for 4 and bounced back yesterday with a 3-hit game, including this home run.
And now Johnson hits a line shot into left center field. Jumped all over that first pitch. It was right there in the happy zone. And he whacked it. Started the night at 360. When's he ever going to cool
Yeah,
off?
yeah. I mean, it's you know, everything we know about the game says sooner or later he's got to start to fall off a little bit. But who knows?
He's hit 420 since the All-Star break. That's the best in the National League. Now he's aboard for Brett Wallace. Wallace takes strike one on the inner part of the plate. 270 is his average. He's driven in 5. He hit lefties better than right-handers this year at AAA. Went 1 for 7 with an RBI in the Pirates series. No balls and 2 strikes.
Sometimes you find that with high average hitters, they do better, especially left-handed hitters do better against lefties because they work so hard at keeping that front shoulder closed and staying in and just trying to hit the ball the middle or the other way. Against a righty, they might pull off a little bit, try to yank the ball and hit for a little extra power.
That's a fair ball, left field corner. Looks like a double for Wallace. He heads for second. Johnson to third. No, it's a long single. The throw gets away now from Castillo, but Wallace holds at first base. He just shot that fastball inside the third base bag. Angel Pagan got to it to hold him to a single.
Yeah, given what we know about Brett Wallace, I'm a little bit surprised that the Mets had that big of a shift on for him because he does have the ability to hit the other way, and he's in there against a left-handed pitcher. So it's exactly what I was talking about. Against a lefty, you stay in longer. You're not trying to yank the ball. You just use your hands a little bit more. Typically, what you see in cases like that, a guy will still hit for a high average. He'll just sacrifice power.
That worked well for him on the 0-2 pitch. Now it's Jason Castro. He had a couple of hits yesterday, drove in a run. There's strike one to Jason. 198 is his average. 2 homers. He's driven in 6. Tony Rodriguez on deck with 1 out. Jason joining Greg Lucas on the pregame interview today.
Big play by Pagan out there to keep the double play in order.
Yes, he was. A little pop-up since Reyes back. 2 outs, and now it's Wandy Rodriguez. Yeah, we don't often see left fielders hit the balls down that line as quickly as Pagan did.
I didn't see where he was playing prior to the pitch. But a lot of left fielders in this ballpark will play towards left center, knowing that they've got that wall out there, that short porch to kind of cut the ball off for them. So they'll cheat a little bit towards the alley a little bit and try to take away that cutout area in front of the bullpen.
Wandy Rodriguez, the batter. Wandy has 10 hits in 45 at bats. That works out to a 222 batting average. He's driven in a couple. Strike one to Neese. For Neese. And Neese has had just a number of outstanding games this year. 11 starts, allowing 1 run or fewer. He was the number 3 starter for the Mets to open the season and had a little hamstring difficulty in mid-May. Went on the disabled list for a couple of weeks, but has come back strong from that. Shut out San Diego on a 1-hitter at New York. And he spins up a curveball for strikeout number 2. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. Nothing after 2.
Major League Baseball is concerned, RBI also stands for Reviving Baseball in Inner Cities, and they're doing this all over the country in all the major league cities, where they're trying to get kids back to playing the games of baseball and softball. And it certainly worked here in Houston, apparently, because this year, for the first time, Houston's senior boys team from the RBI program just got back from winning the World Series in Florida. I'm here with head coach and manager Mike Holmes. Talk about what you guys just got through accomplishing, Mike.
Well, the guys got to accomplish a great ordeal. We have been here in the city since '97, been trying to go to the World Series, win it. 2010, we were able to win the regional tournament, go on to the World Series, and win it for the first time in the history of the RBI program here in the city of Houston.
That's great stuff. We've got the boys up here. We've also got the girls team behind me. I'm here with the MVP of the series, Felix Gomez. Must have had a pretty good series out there. You a pitcher?
Yes, sir.
How'd it go for you out there?
I went pretty good. I pitched against Chicago, Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico I didn't do so good, but in the championship I had my game.
Well, these kids have had a great summer and obviously have gotten the results. The RBI program just doing great things all across the country. Guys, give yourselves a big hand. The senior boys RBI champions. Brownie, back to you.
All right, good stuff, Bart. Thank you. 3 balls and a strike to Luis Castillo, number 8 hitter, leading it off here in the third. Showing bunt, taking ball 4. Castillo, a .243 hitter, draws walk number 2 from Wandy Rodriguez. They have both been leading off innings.
Yeah, walk Francoeur, a guy that very rarely walks, and then walking Castillo, a guy you certainly do not want to walk. You want to force him to put the ball in play because he doesn't hit for power. Last time Wandy was able to clean it up with a double play ball. Nice will be looking to get a bunt down.
Squaring early with Johnson, and he fouls it.
Not a bad idea, as hard as Chris Johnson was coming. Not a bad idea to pull it back and take a whack at it. He handles the bat pretty well, hitting 158. He's got 6 hits and 38 at bats, a couple of doubles.
He's a 7th round draft choice of the Mets in '05. He's from Lima, Ohio. Taking that one with Johnson coming in. It's a 1-1 count.
So congratulations to those guys. And then the Little League team from Pearland getting set to play in Williamsport for the Little League World Series.
Frank Trevino is a supporter of that trip. They're trying to raise some funds to get everybody up there. Bunted foul, and it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Jonathan Neese, good-looking young player, just 23 years old.
Taking a look down at third base coach Chip Hale. See whether the bunt is still on or not.
Johnson's moving in, and it is on, but it's foul and a strikeout. Foul tip. Strikeout number 3.
Folks, all you can eat is available for every home game. Get a mezzanine ticket and all you can eat hot dogs, nachos, peanuts, popcorn, soda, and water, all for just $25. Also available as part of a 6-game flex plan. And it's a good idea for groups. You can bring everybody out and just watch some baseball and chow down. The website is astros.com.
They're doing exactly that. Jose Reyes showing bunt, so it's 3 players in a row who have at least shown bunt. There he bats. There's strike 1. He grounded out short as he led off the game. Reyes, an all-star this year, turned 27 in June, and this is his 11th anniversary of signing his professional contract with the Mets organization. He has an option on his services for next year, and that has to be exercised, if it's going to be, by mid-November. He'd love to stay and play out his whole career in New York. Last year he had a really bad injury, a torn right hamstring requiring surgery in October. And then he had a thyroid imbalance this spring. But he's played a lot. 2 balls and a strike. Reyes has 435 at bats this season. Switch hitter. He's hitting 10 points higher from this side of the plate this year.
Pretty steady performer over the years. Lifetime .285 hitter. There's a little pop in his bat, too. A couple of years ago, he had 16 home runs. Ballpark they're in now, Citi Field. Awfully tough to leave that yard. Not that Shea was easy. That was a good pitcher's ballpark as well.
You loved it.
Yeah, I did love it.
You had a great record, something like 8-3 maybe, or maybe even better than that, JD.
I don't know what it was. I just know I loved pitching.
It was very, we used to call it Jim DeShea Stadium.
It must have been all those years as a kid watching the Mets on TV. I got pumped up to play there.
Well,
hoping that maybe one day I could be on Kiner's Corner.
Did you ever make it?
No, I did, but I didn't make it. They asked me to come on. I said, sure, in my rookie year. And then I got busy talking to the writers and stuff. And time had passed. I didn't realize it was that imminent. You got to go right away. You want to be on Ralph's show.
Didn't send anybody to remind you. Go over to first. And Castillo with 7 steals in 9 attempts is drawing some attention there from Wandy. Wright stole a base back in the first inning. The Mets lead the league in steals with 102 now. And there is your victory list for Astros left-handers. Wandy needs one more to tie you. Third place, runner going, and it's foul back. Let's see. Paulie Hustle, Paul Bykowski, our director, is celebrating.
Happy birthday, Paulie.
Is 60. He's not 60, is he?
He's got to be at least 60.
Can't be 60.
I'm thinking 60, 65, isn't he?
There is
Paulie?
no way he is 60 years old. No, he's actually 55.
Double digits.
Just having some
Happy birthday, Paulie. He's actually a very young 55.
Oh, man. There's a hot shot. Johnson to second. Keppinger out at first. And the Astros get their second double play in as many innings, doubling up to Speedy Reyes. Keep this game scoreless. Verizon. Nothing. The Astros come up in the home third inning against John Neese. Jeff Keppinger led off the Astros first with a foul ball caught by the first baseman, Mike Hessman. Neese throws a curve. There's strike one. Keppinger, good hitter against lefties again this season. And for his career, he's hit .330 against southpaws. This year, .292 for Jeff. Almost clipped him on the back leg. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Astros have won 11 of their last 17 games. 2 balls and a strike for Neese. Neese last time out got a no decision against Colorado. Allowed 5 hits and 1 run in 7 innings. His last 7 starts, he's 1-3 despite a 3.27 ERA. Liner goes foul.
Yeah, it's a tough team to pitch for right now. The Mets really having a hard time scoring runs. Hang in there, Daniel.
Jerry Manuel's club, 13th in runs scored, 5th in ERA. Just off a tough homestand, scoring 9 runs in 6 games. It's a liner foul, but even though they got only 9 runs in 6 games, they were 3-3 on that homestand. The pitching has really kept them where they are, so to speak, even though they're 10 games out.
These guys pitch well. Santana's having another big year. R.A. Dickey, the knuckleballer, has been outstanding for them.
Yes.
Similar to the 2 pitchers tonight, Wandy and Jonathan Neese, the left-handers, featuring that good curveball. Neese throws that kind of a sweeping slider, slurvy kind of thing as well, but he'll cut that fastball in on the righties. Wandy will do that from time to time.
Neese 9-7 lifetime. And that one's hit foul. He does run that ball in right-handed hitter's hands. And the back right-handed hitters are hitting .267 against Neese. Grounded back through the box. And here's Castillo with a throw and the scoop by Hessman. Pretty good battling at bat, though, by Kevin.
Yeah, good at bat and a slick play by Castillo. That was not an easy chance at all. That ball had some pace on it. Took a tough hop. Solid defensive work by both teams here in this ball game. Sweet play there by Castillo.
Yeah, very nice. R.A. Dickey will pitch here Wednesday night against Brett Myers. That should be fun. Tomorrow night it's Johan Santana, the 10-game winner, against former Met Nelson Figueroa. Angel Sanchez hit a ball to third. David Wright made a sparkling play on it. Now this line drive goes to left. Pagan gets over quickly and will hold him to a single. And the Mets have gotten 2 good plays from Pagan and left in this game.
In left field position, sometimes you find a plodding, slow-footed, power-hitting type guy. Well, Carlos Lee type guy. Pagan has got very good speed. He's able to cut this ball off before he can get to the wall and hold Angel to a single.
He's aboard for Hunter Pence, who singled to left earlier. Strike 1 to Hunter. Now, Hunter was talking before the game that he has really been working on hitting the ball to the right of second base for months now. And that showed again in yesterday's game when he hit a double to right center. He hit that looping double. This one getting by the catcher. And now Sanchez will get to second base on the wild pitch by Neese. Marco couldn't keep it close enough to prevent Sanchez from moving on it.
Like the Blanco earlier, very good defensive catcher. Typically, you count on him to block the ball, but that sharp breaking curveball able to elude him, and Astros have a man in scoring position for the second time tonight.
1-1 to Hunter. He loves playing with the young guys. Curveball comes in for strike 2. Astros have averaged 5.4 runs per game since the All-Star break. That is best in the National League. Line to the left. Pagan makes that play. 2 outs. He's becoming the big gorilla in the room with the plays he's making in left field. He's really showing a lot of mobility. Of course, some of these balls are hits in other ballparks, but the left fielder plays shallower here by virtue of that close ball, so he can take away some of those hits, especially if he's a guy who gets a good jump and comes in quickly. Carlos Lee grounded to third. Strike 1 to him.
It's pretty good outfield that the Mets run out there now. I'm not sure how mobile Carlos Beltran is these days, but when healthy, he's one of the best in the business. Francoeur has a big arm out there in right field. Pagan, we've already talked about, well above average range for a left fielder.
Beltran is playing with a knee brace on. Very lightweight brace. Carlos looks at it, and it's a 2-ball, 1 strike.
Center fielders. I was watching some highlights today. And for the first time in a number of years, I'm ready to proclaim that Albert Pujols is no longer the best player in baseball.
Oh?
At least not for this year. I'm kind of sold on this Hamilton fellow up there in Arlington.
Yeah. Wow. Dribbling out to Reyes. Yeah, could be an MVP. No runs, a hit, and the man stranded, and after 3, there's no score. The Mets come up here in the 4th inning. It'll be Pagan, Wright, and Beltran. Both have been pitching well recently. Pagan struck out in the 1st inning. He's made an impact defensively. It's ball 1. Like, Mets pitchers, their starters have a 1.44 ERA in their last 9 games. Astros starters a 2.48 ERA in their last 6. 2 balls, no strikes.
Wandy started the 2nd inning with a walk, started the 3rd inning with a walk. Both were raced on double play balls, and balls behind Pagan here, 2 balls and no strikes. There's a method to his madness.
Strike, 2-1.
A little wiggle room on the outside edge there.
Dan Bellino. A little more generous strike zone than some you'll see. Pagan, 29 years old. Puts this one in the air to center. Jason Michaels chasing it way back. Jason Michaels! Terrific play in center field.
How about that play? That ball hit on a line. And he doesn't take the absolutely perfect route. He's not going to run that thing down. Good short stroke by Pagan. And a great read, break, and catch by Jason Michaels. Get on up that hill. That's a triple for sure.
Yeah. Turned his body so slightly and reached back up over his head. Difficult catch. David Wright puts this one out of play. There's strike 1 to Wright. Michael Bourne had to appreciate that, the Gold Glover. You can't afford to make a mistake. If you're trying to make a catch like that, you turn the wrong way or something, and that is a triple. 1 ball, 1 strike. A lot of center fielders just don't go back on the ball that well, and as you know, Jason doesn't play a lot in center. Sometimes that ball hit right over a center fielder's head is the most difficult one.
Oh, absolutely.
Two and one to Wright. 2-2 now as Monty gets him to go for the low breaking ball. And Carlos Beltran on deck. Right, a first-round pick of the Mets in 01. Norfolk, Virginia. He was the All-State Player of the Year in Virginia. Curveball gets a strikeout. Number 4.
This day in Astros history is brought to you by the MD Anderson Cancer Center, making cancer history. On this date in 1968, the toy cannon, he went deep off Tom Seaver with 2 outs in the 9th to tie the Mets 1-1, and then Bob Aspermonte doubled in the 12th to drive in the game-winning run. Astros win.
All right.
3-1.
Astro wins, too. Here's a deep drive by Carlos Beltran, and that's going to make it 1-0 New York. Beltran comes back to Minute Maid Park, hits his 10th career homer in this ballpark. Home run number 2 of this season. For him, gives the Mets a 1-0 lead.
How about the Mets' woes this year? And, of course, injuries a significant part of it. Beltran tonight playing in just his 29th game of 2010. There's that sweet swing on a belt-high fastball. Carlos Lee did not budge. No doubt about it off the bat that it was going to fly out of here.
Those folks very happy it did. Somebody got a souvenir. And Beltran now gives his club lead with Francoeur batting. Ball 1 to Francoeur, who led off the second inning with a walk. Beltran's second career homer off Wandy, his 6th against the Astros. Foul back, and with the time that he spent on the shelf after that knee surgery, which didn't happen until January, and playing with a knee brace on, a lot of folks have thought that he's just been hitting primarily with his upper body, unable to really get his legs into the swing. 1-2. So he's kind of like that result. Looks at one that sails high, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
They're going with the nose to toes program here. Breaking balls in the dirt, fastballs way up.
(3-2).
This is interesting now. Francoeur able to lay off that curveball. He drew a walk last time. Let's see if he can coax Wandy into the strike zone.
Right down Broadway. He swings and misses. Strikeout number 5 for Wandy. The Carlos Beltran homer makes it 1-0 Mets in the 4th.
Programs throughout the state of Texas. For more information on Chevy's commitment to youth baseball, visit ChevyTexasBaseball.com.
Jason Michaels takes ball one from John Neese. Bottom of the fourth inning, 1-0 Mets on the Beltran homer. Michaels struck out looking in the second on a 3-2 count. He made a fabulous catch on Pagan in the top of this inning.
That's why he gets to lead off.
1-1. This is only his 8th start of the year in center field. He's hit 300 when he's been in the starting lineup, 21 for 70. And he moves it inside on him, and it's 2-1. Michaels has had 31 hits, 16 have been for extra bases. 2 balls, 2 strikes for Jonathan Neese.
Nice little cutter he's throwing now.
Yes, it is.
Slider, whatever he wants to call it. He calls it a cutter. It looks a little bigger than a cutter to me.
He did strikeout number 3. AT&T has trivia for everybody tonight. Everybody can join in.
Wink Martindale.
Who is the only pitcher to record 3 wins in one league championship series? Here's Johnson, the batter.
I'm guessing it has a med ankle.
Well, league championship series. So it's got to be a 7-game series, right? 2-0.
Well, unless it was out of the bullpen.
There you go. That must be the angle. Two balls and a strike. I'm trying to remember back to the '86 playoff series between these two clubs. That wasn't the case that year, was it? 3 balls and a strike.
I really don't know. Let me see. Scotty won game 1. And that's won game 2.
I believe Darling won one of those, didn't he? There's a line shot. Right a play by Wright.
Knock it off. Guys are supposed to be tired. Got in at 4 in the morning.
It's a quick reacting play.
CJ's bid for his second hit. Gobbled up there by David Wright. That would have been a 2-bagger. He continues to hit the ball hard.
You can just see the top spin on that ball. An angle from behind David Wright. Brett Wallace singled to David's right. There is strike 1. Then Neese put out the fire by getting Castro and Rodriguez to win the Astros second. There's where Pagan is playing him, so no wonder he got over there quickly on that single.
And the infield not overshifted like they were for that first at bat.
It's very unusual for a left fielder to be playing that close to the line on a left-handed hitter in this park. 1-2. Let's see who that pitcher was who had 3 wins in one league championship series.
Orozco?
Jesse Orozco.
Just in time. I got it in before the bell, Alex.
It counts.
Oh, who is Jesse Orozco? Form of a question.
Wink Martindale would be very pleased with you. Whoa, hit by the pitch. And Wallace goes to first base on that 1-2 pitch that just didn't move right after it.
Well, if you are a left-handed pitcher and a left-handed hitter shoots one the other way on you, they feel like, well, maybe I got to come in on him a little bit. And tried to crowd him here with a fastball and got away from him.
7th hit batsman of the year for Neese. Wallace reaches the painful way, and it's Castro batting. Castro hit the ball to left field for an out. There is strike 1. Detroit and Max Scherzer have a 2-0 lead on the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. Bottom of the 5th inning. Ryan Rayburn hit a 2-run homer, his 7th of the year. All the way, and it's 0-2 for Castro. Pittsburgh is trying to snap that losing streak. Got swept by the Astros over the weekend. Has lost 7 in a row. is unloading on Florida. 7-1, bottom of the 7th at Pittsburgh. Andrew McCutchen hit his 10th homer. What a play there at first base. Hassman's all over that one, and some hard hit balls turn into outs here in the Astros 4th inning with the Mets leading 1-0. T and by Gullo Automotive.
Wow, look at all the flavors she has to work with.
Choices. Should be a pretty tasty concoction by the time she finishes with it.
With the coffee places, they call them baristas. They really call these snow cone artists. They have a clever name for them, too.
Coneheads. Little tapper to the left side. Chris Johnson throws out Mike Haskell. One pitch, one out in the 5th inning for Wandy Rodriguez. Maybe Conistas. Henry Blanco will come up next in this pitcher's duel. The Mets have had a few of these lately. Blanco grounded out to third his first time up.
I imagine they've had a bunch of them this year because they pitch well and they don't score much.
Well, they lost last night to the Phillies 3-1. Game before that, they lost 4-0.
That was Halladay.
Right, and then the opener of that series, R.A. Dickey threw a one-hitter, and he beat the Phillies 1-0. They had back-to-back shutouts because the previous game against Colorado, Johan Santana threw a 4-hit shutout and won 4-0, and then Mike Pelfrey started their homestand with a 1-0 win over Colorado. So the last 3 wins have been by shutouts. 2 of them 1-0. Backhanded, Chris Johnson. Good throw. 2 outs.
Well, here's your chance to meet an Astro and become the ultimate Whataburger What a fan. And who is it? Here's the big reveal. By golly, it's Chris Johnson. He'll be at the Whataburger on 320 North Park Drive, Highway 59 in Kingwood. If you go, you'll have a chance to win 2 sweet tickets to the Cubs game on October 2nd. You'll have a chance to throw out a first pitch, be down on the field for BP, hang out with Chris and Junction Jack, and win burgers for a year. It's quite a deal.
Very good prizes for that. Luis Castillo's the batter. He walked with an 8 ground ball outs for Wandy. It's a big cut there, strike 1. In fact, just checking, JD, the last 4 Mets wins have all been by shutout, and 3 of them 1-0 games.
We'll take it back to that 86 team with that stalwart pitching of Gooden and Darling, Fernandez, Aguilera and company, or the 69 Mets, Seaver and Kuzman. Owen Ryan.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, they had similar hopes for the Mets this year coming into this season. You talked about the payroll. where they had put the money out there and relied on these players to come through, and it just has not happened. Started well, but it just hasn't worked with this club this year. Carlos Beltran was out, of course, at the beginning, but they were 14-9 in April. They had an 8-game winning streak. And at the end of June, they were only a game and a half out. They were 18-8 in June. They traded in July, going 9-17.
Bad month. Pretty much do you in.
Really can.
We mentioned earlier Beltran out most of the year. Jason Bay's hurt now. He's got a concussion. When healthy, it's not been very productive. Just 6 home runs for Jason.
Cappinger goes out Castillo. It's a 1-2-3-5. Another ground ball out for Wandy Rodriguez. And the Mets, who have authored 18 shutouts to lead the majors, lead this one 1-0.
This is your last chance to catch summer baseball at Minute Maid Park. Take advantage of Kids Free All Summer presented by Minute Maid. For every full-price adult ticket you purchase in the outfield or view deck sections, you can get up to 2 free tickets for kids 14 and under. And to get those tickets, you go to Astros.com. Remember that when you were kids, guys, those last couple of days of summers, how you were just in a funk?
Absolutely.
Well, come out to the ballpark and get over it.
That'll help you.
Wow, where did it go?
1 ball, 1 strike to Wandy Rodriguez. Ooh. And it's 1-2. Pitch stayed down and broke for Jonathan Neese. He's had some good fielding support, and he has spaced 4 singles through the first 4 innings. Big cut there, strikes out Wandy. Number 4.
Broke out the changeup there. I don't think he's thrown many of those. Adding that wrinkle to his arsenal.
Blanco's known as a veteran receiver, good backstop, calls a nice game. Working here with Neese as Cappinger comes around for the 3rd time. Jeff is fouled out to first and grounded to second. A good play up the middle by Castillo. The appeal goes to first, and it was ruled to be a swing. Strike 1 on the call by Rob Drake.
Reading this story online here, Brownie, about this Francisco Rodriguez thumb injury. Apparently he suffered fracas with his father-in-law. I think it's a common law marriage. But anyway, apparently the Mets are looking into avoiding the remainder of his contract, the $11.5 that he's owed. Well, he's making $11.5 this year, so whatever he would be owed the rest of the way, I guess. Contemplating.
How many years left on the deal?
I don't know that.
Right with a throw, and he gets Keppinger on the stretch by Hessler. I think they've got some pretty serious grounds.
Yeah, I know if they're he's owed 11.5 next year, and a vesting option at 17.5 for 2012. It's an absurd amount of money to pay a relief pitcher.
Well,
just crazy.
I realize the way out of that mistake now. Angel Sanchez is 1 for 2. Yeah, you're right.
That's nuts.
Pretty high percentage of a payroll. A guy who might pitch, what, 50, 60 innings.
Yeah. You sign a reliever to that kind of money, you better convert every save opportunity. It fails once, and it's not worth it.
1 ball, 1 strike to Sanchez. And I think by virtue of the fact that there were many, many witnesses to the episode, the Mets have pretty solid ground getting out of that contract.
And the same article points out that the Astros received final written notice Monday from an arbitrator who was ruling on the Sean Chacon deal. That they were within their rights to refuse to honor the remainder of his contract. Apparently that had been worked through the system.
Okay.
I was not aware of that.
It took a while.
Yeah.
Hopefully it won't take you as long to get your tax refund. Fly ball heads for shallow right field. Jeff Francoeur in to make it a 1-2-3 fifth on a 1-0 Mets lead. A gorgeous catch in the 4th inning. Angel Pagan hit it. It was caught by Jason Michaels deep in center field. The Coors Light Freeze Can brought to you by the Frost Brewed Coors Light. Reaching off balance catch. That was very well done. Here the 6th inning starts with strike 1 to the pitcher, John Neese. He struck out trying to bunt. No balls, 2 strikes. One, he gets to face the pitcher leading off an inning. He had an easy 5th inning in 1-2-3 fashion, 3 ground ball outs.
Continues to deal. He's been on quite a roll lately. You go back to 3rd week of June, he had an ERA up over 6. He's chopped a couple of runs off of that. Now down below a league average. He tries to get back to 500.
Out slowly out to Keppinger. 1 out.
With a little run support. Would have been in position or would already be at 500 last 2 starts. He was very, very good. No decisions both times. His record remains at 9-11. That ground ball working tonight. My goodness.
He does. Yeah, and Neese had to run hard with that hamstring problem in his last start. He looked pretty good running up the line. Reyes has hit the ball on the ground both times. Astros got him on a double play ball in the 3rd. And there's strike 1 for Wandy. Wandy, since that June 23rd date you told us about, has a 1.79 ERA. It's lined out into center field for a hit for Reyes. Hit number 3 for the Mets. Reyes a threat to run with Pagan the batter.
I think it's been a 50-50 proposition with Wandy on the mound. 7 successful, 7 have been caught. And of course, Reyes is one of the faster base runners in the league. And the way they've been struggling to score runs, would not be surprised to see him go. That is not a typical Wandy Rodriguez start. He usually doesn't get that many outs on the ground.
Reyes draws a throw there. He has been successful 80% of the time in his major league career when he's attempted a steal. He has more than 300 stolen bases. Certainly one of the top base stealers in the league. Pagan has struck out and hit that fly ball to Michaels. And again, the throw goes over. Well, if Wandy is going to tie you in wins, an Astros left-handed pitcher, he's going to have to throw to first at least probably 10 to 15 times in this game.
That's a record he'll never get. He run by me in strikeouts. He's going to give me in wins here in fairly short order, but he's going to have to go real hard.
Do you believe that people kept stats on that when you were?
I saw it. I was stunned. Led the league, or just completely crushed the league that 1 year.
Yeah, but there weren't. How were the stolen bases against you? It wasn't an outrageously high number.
No,
was it?
I honestly don't remember. No, it was not a real big number, I don't think.
Reyes is
because I was going over there.
Yeah. I think somebody in the Astros dugout's giving him a hard time. This season, he's been successful 79% of the time. Razor Shines is the first base coach.
First for Bach there. And he didn't come to a stop. Bob Davidson were here, that probably would have been a balk.
We almost got through a series with Bob without a balk being called, but it was called late in the 3rd game. Another throw.
Flirting with it there too as he's stepping towards home a little bit. So he's trying to using all the tricks in the trade there to try to shut Reyes down.
Seattle 3, Baltimore 3. They've played 7 in Baltimore. Russell Branyan hit his 16th. And another throw drives him back. Dodgers and Braves are tied 1-1. They're in the bottom of the 7th in Atlanta. Chad Billingsley going for Los Angeles tonight. Reyes just standing there first that time as the pitch comes in, and strike 2.
Well, you have a guy throw over as often as Wandy has, and you start to anticipate it.
Looked like he was ready to go back. Wandy has not been called for a balk this season. Now 0-2 on Pagan. And again, that time Reyes was kind of feigning back toward first. The pitch was delivered. He does not seem to have a very good read on Wandy's move right now.
No, and I think most base runners will tell you if they're going to steal off a lefty, they're not going to try to read his move. They're just going to go on first move and hope that he's going home.
Hanson's pitching for Atlanta against Billingsley tonight. 1-1 game, the 7th.
Matchup with a couple of very good young arms.
Yes, it is. Whoa! That's a big time play by Castro.
He's showing tremendous range.
Oh, wow. He was shot from a rocket.
Yeah, he shows good mobility for a big man. The big catchers don't react that quickly, but Jason's very athletic, very nimble back there.
The jumping frog from Calabasas County couldn't have done it any better than that coming out of a crouch. Right, 3 called. 6 strikeouts.
Yeah, Pagan twisted in knots in that at bat. He just didn't know what to look for. Fooled him with a changeup early, got him looking at a fastball, and finished him with a curveball. All jelly-legged after that forehead-high fastball that preceded it.
David Wright is 1 for 2. Pagan 0 for 3 after that strikeout looking. Wright single to right center and stole a base. Then he struck out. David hit .416 against lefties last year to lead the league. Up and in, ball 1.
You hear that clock ticking, Brownie?
No. What's going on there?
It's the clock ticking as the deadline looms for signing the picks in the 2010 amateur draft. It's tonight.
Any signings
midnight Eastern. I haven't seen anything.
Did you see the Steven Strasburg comment?
Yes, he called out young Bryce Harper.
Runner going. The throw from Castro is there, and he is out. Castro guns down Reyes to end the top of the 6th inning with no runs, a hit, nobody left. Beautiful throw. He's now thrown out 8 of 18. 1-0 Mets. One nothing Mets. The curveball comes in for strike 1 to Hunter Pence, bottom of the 6th inning. Hunter single to left in the 1st, fly to left in the 3rd. And he does choke up on that bat. That one's in the air, and David Wright and Blanco watch it go back into the seats. 0-2.
Thing was sky high.
It really was. If it hits the roof above foul territory, it's a foul ball. But if it hits the roof above fair territory, it's in play.
Hit something up there.
Another curveball brings a swing and a miss by Hunter and a strikeout, going from 2 to 3 as Blanco throws to Hessman.
A lot of things to like about young Jonathan Neese here. Really pitching a nice game. Knew he had a good curveball coming in. I wasn't aware of that slider that he features. Did a nice job using both sides of the plate with his fastball and his breaking stuff. Proving to be a worthy adversary to the red-hot Wandy Rodriguez.
Yeah. Good matchup tonight. Carlos Leafs bounced out both times. A couple times he's taken that pitch. It cuts in on him, and he recognizes it's inside. So he takes it for a ball. One ball, one strike to El Caballo. Texas leads 3-2 in the top of the 8th at Tampa Bay. abbreviated schedule in the majors tonight. Fly ball to center. That's on. 2 outs.
Visit the official online shop of the Astros at Astros.com. Browse the largest selection of official gear, including the latest apparel, nostalgic memorabilia, authentic classics for the whole family. Get your gear from the official source, the Astros.com shop. I wonder if they have some Chris Johnson jerseys you can get your hands on.
Yeah, they've been browsing. Absolutely. Those are hot right now. Jason Michaels 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. Gets a curve for ball 1. San Diego won the Cubs nothing. They played 5 at Wrigley. Tom Rosamani going for the Cubs.
Derek Lee hit 2 home runs yesterday, and now he finds himself out of action. Bulging disc in his back. Not on the DL, just out for a couple of days.
This guy's in the game. Phone's ringing probably right now. Broken bat looper up the middle. It goes into center field. And Michaels fights it off for a 2-out single.
Yeah, he'll take it. Broke his lumbar, but he got a knock after 2 strikeouts.
Our league leaders are brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Showing you the Astros all-time best batting averages after the All-Star break. Chris Johnson is number 1, 420 so far. Sean Berry hit 368 and 98 after the break. Bob Watson, Moises Alou, Cesar Cedeno, all 352 with a minimum of 100 at bats. Now it's Johnson batting. He's 1 for 2. Michaels drawing a throw with 2 outs here. Johnson singled to center, then he lined to third where Wright, spectacular catch, robbing him. Diving to his right. 5 hits for the Astros, 3 for the Mets. Strike 1 to CJ. Chris said there was an article written by Richard Justice about Jeff Bagwell, the hitting coach, and his effect on the players. In that article by RJ, Chris said he doesn't like to be babied. Just tell him what the problem is. And Jeff does not mince words with him. 1 ball, 1 strike. Center field. This could shoot the gap. That's going to tie this ball game. It's going to be 1-1, and Johnson will stop at second base as Michael scores the tying run. And Johnson gets his 13th double, and he's been hitting some of those right to that slot in right center field.
Now, could certainly be his 3rd hit tonight at second extra base hit. This man is hotter than the hood of your car. Unbelievable the way he's swinging the bat. And he tries to get that cutter down and in on him, and he just pulls the hands in and says, nope, not going to let you in. 2 fellas in the outfield go for a little bit of a run. 2 out, nobody on, little broken bat, something turns into a run.
This is just amazing watching him every night. Like watching Pete Rose and Tony Gwynn and one of those prolific hitters down through the years. Now Wallace comes back to Nice. And Nice throws him out. But the Astros tied with a run on 2 hits and leave a man. It's 1-1 through 6. VA built for success, showing you successful pitching tonight from Wandy Rodriguez and Jonathan Neese. Both of them really, really good. And it's a 1-1 ball game through 6 with Carlos Beltran homering for the Mets run in the 4th inning. And then the Chris Johnson double to right center, tying the game. Jason Michaels scoring. Brings you up to date. Now David Wright pumps a hit to the left of Sanchez out to left center field. Wright takes a big turn. Michaels gets it back in. Perfect throw into second. And Wright is 2 for 3. That's how the 7th inning begins with the Mets' 4th hit of the night. Of course he gets a hit. There was a caught stealing to end the previous inning.
Leadoff walks in the 2nd and 3rd did not hurt him. As a matter of fact, that's the only man that's hurt him so far. 2-out home run in the top of the 4th.
Beltran struck out in the 1st, homered in the 4th. There's ball 1 to Carlos. Native of Puerto Rico, drafted by Kansas City in the 2nd round in '95. Astros traded Octavio Dotel and John Buck in a 3-team deal to get him in June of '04. This one gets by Castro, and that sends Wright to second base. And ball 2 to Beltran. Wild pitch for Rodriguez. Number 6 of the year for Wandy. Beltran looks at ball 3, and fans continue to boo this 33-year-old outfielder. Very talented. The Astros reportedly offered him a package of $106 million. And he signed with the Mets for $119 million over 7 years. Beltran takes a walk. But there's a state tax, as you know, in New York, and there's not any state tax in Texas, so the offers were probably pretty close.
And this ball well off the plate, and Dan Bellino, the home plate umpire, has shown a little leeway with that, especially in counts where I think as an umpire you maybe are guessing strike 2-0, 3-0. I don't know if he brings somebody up out there on a 2-strike pitch, but it might be worth a shot.
Yeah. According to the stories at the time, Beltran was a free agent that winter. The Mets top officials were allowed to travel to Puerto Rico and talk with him in person, but the Astros officials were not allowed to visit with him. So that was kind of strange after he played more than a half season here in Houston. Ground ball goes foul.
Pretty much convincing that the mind was made up.
Yeah.
The die was cast. The mold was set. The Jell-O was in the refrigerator.
Well, that year in
Going to New York.
In 04, he hit .267. He had 38 homers, 104 runs batted in that year. Very, very highly sought outfielder.
One of those players that could go on a stretch and just be so good and yet make it look easy. Effort was such a good athlete.
Yeah, he had 38 homers and 42 steals that year. And with the Mets in 06, he had 41 homers, drove in 116. The next year, 33 homers, 112. The next year, 27 homers, 112 runs batted in. Last year, injured. Didn't do that much. He hit .325 with 10 homers, 48 runs batted in. And this year, the Mets reportedly very agitated when he told them, according to reports, the day of the surgery that he was going to have knee surgery in January. They had not been informed about that. And it's taken him quite some time to get back from that. That's ball 4. 2 men on, nobody out for Jeff Francoeur. Third walk for Wandy Rodriguez. And he's at 94 pitches for the night.
Francoeur a walk in the 2nd, then struck out in the 4th. He's shown a willingness to swing at that low curveball tonight. Wandy can get him to hit that on the ground at third base, get a nice little around the horn double play.
Francoeur was sent down to the minor leagues by the Atlanta Braves very briefly last year before he was traded. Good cut there. He fouls it back. Strike one. Enormously talented player. Born in Atlanta. Played for a 5A state championship high school team. Turned down a football scholarship to Clemson. He was really popular with the Braves. Popped up. Red Wallace comes over. The ball falling out of his reach. Went after it hard. Banged into that railing.
Take the wind out of you. If that's in the air a little bit longer, he's able to get to the railing, find the ball, and then make the catch. As it was, he really couldn't take his eye off the ball. Not sure exactly where the wall was. He was coming up a little bit short.
And on a play like that, his teammates have to be ready to catch him because he could go flipping over that railing.
Job.
1-2 is Castro. Corrals that one.
Yeah, see, earlier he tried to catch the ball and it kicked off his mitt. This time, just pulls that mitt back to block the hole between his legs. Squares up behind it, tilts the chest forward, and knocks it down.
Two right-handed relievers are warming up. Wilson Lopez and Mark Melanson. Fly ball left field, hooking, headed for the foul pole, and that is a foul ball.
Exhale. And breathe.
Looked like it might be a 3-run homer for Jeff Rancourt.
Got jammed a little bit, but strong enough to muscle it down the left field line. Cozy 315, if that, down there.
See if we can see the strap on his left batting glove. There's supposed to be something written on it. Joshua 1-9. Hammer caught by CJ at third. That ball is scorched.
One of that is fair play.
Yeah. Time for our Haynes Comfort Zone. And it's a very comfortable evening in here, very uncomfortable outside. But those guys are heating it up. Mark Melanson and Wilton Lopez. Lopez has not given up a run in his last 14 outings, covering 13 and 2/3 innings. And Melanson made a nice Astros debut with one hitless inning yesterday.
Well, Chris Johnson certainly has got a lot of attention for what he's done. Wilton Lopez is a little more beneath the radar, but his profile has really been stepped up. He's done a great job. You can see him continuing to take on a bigger role back of that bullpen.
100 pitches for Wandy Rodriguez, and he's due up second in the bottom of this inning. Wandy's won his last 3 decisions. And he has actually 4 straight quality starts. One of those 8 shutout innings here in a 6-0 win over Milwaukee, July 31st. Last time out, he left the game trailing 2-1, giving up 2 runs in 7 innings. Nice versus Rodriguez, a very good matchup tonight. No walks for Nice. Hessman had only 168 major league at-bats prior to this year. Now it's 3-0. Mike Hessman, who's had 11 seasons in the minor leagues. Mets signed him as a free agent in January. He hit 23 homers at Toledo last year for the Mud Hens. Strike makes it 3-1 to Mike Hessman and Blanco on deck.
3-0 Leo again.
He waited. He didn't take off at first. Hessman's driven in more than 900 runs as a minor leaguer. Ike Davis plays most of first base for the Mets this year. He's a left-handed batter. He's a teammate of Brett Wallace at Arizona State. That's strike 2. Here's count for Hessman. Mets were 10 games above 500 on July 6th, 47-37. At that point, only 2 behind Atlanta, 3 ahead of the Phillies, but they've gone 11-22 since July 7th. And over the last 33 games, they've averaged 2.7 runs. Big 3-2 pitch coming. Foul back into the upper deck. Nelson Figueroa, the former Met, will make his first Astros start tomorrow night against Johan Santana. Santana's 10-6 with a 2.89 ERA. That's a 7:05 start tomorrow night. Wednesday night at 7:05, it's Brett Myers and R.A. Dickey. Thursday at 7:05, Bud Norris and Pat Mish. Mish, another lefty. Fly ball to right. Chases Hunter Pence back. On the warning track. He has room for the catch. Both runners tag, but the runner at first goes back. On out number 2, a long out number 2.
A hanging breaking ball there from Wandy, and it just stayed up enough, and now Hessman couldn't get all the way through it. Hit it well. To a fairly big part of the park. Brad Arnsberger's going to come out and have a chat.
106 pitches for Wandy, and Blanco will be the batter. He's grounded out twice to third. Wandy, of course, has a chance to get a win by getting this final out and then probably leaving for a pinch hitter in the bottom of the 7th. If the Astros would score to go ahead, maintain that lead, he would be the winning pitcher.
Go ahead, run 90 feet away. So Arnie wants to have a chat with Wandy, make sure they're exactly on the same page with how they want to go after Blanco. Or maybe Brad saw something in his delivery, wants to remind him, stay back, make sure you get through. Whatever it is, usually have to kind of keep it short and simple. Verbal cues you like to give a pitcher. Keep it positive.
Sometimes when pitchers tire, they get into some problems with their delivery. Only pretty compact, though, in his. His ball went to Blanco.
Yeah, if you go to like a high school game, a little league game, you hear people yelling from the stands, "Bear down! Don't walk them! Come on!" Pitching coach generally doesn't say that when he goes to the mound. Don't be afraid of this guy.
Good curveball makes it a 1-1 strike count to Blanco. Hank White, some people call him Henry Blanco. He'll have a long, long time. He'll turn 39 later on this month from Caracas, Venezuela, over San Diego last year. He taps at third base line and foul. 1-2. Blanco hit a home run in the 11th inning to win a ball game for the Mets this year. And they beat the Giants. That was their 9th straight home win. And that was one day after Rod Barajas hit a 9th inning homer to give them a win the previous game.
Probably tie him up with a good inside fastball here, leaning out to cover that outside edge on their last breaking ball. They're going to stay away.
Crack bad roller out to Sanchez at short, and the toss to Keppinger forces Beltran. No runs, a hit. 2 men left. 7th inning stretch time finds this ball game locked up at 1. Outstanding ball game tonight. Here's our Energy Insight, brought to you by Centerpoint Energy. Centerpoint shows you Carlos Beltran with a solo homer in the fourth. Chris Johnson tied the game with his RBI double to right center in the sixth. He is 2 for 3 tonight. Stinging the ball again. Wandy Rodriguez will be leaving after 7 innings of outstanding work, giving up 4 hits, 1 earned run, walking 3, fanning 6, throwing 110 pitches.
He continues to do his part. Now just looking for a little help from the boys, put a couple runs on the board and put him in the winner's column.
Jason Castro hits it in the air to left. Pagan calling. And pitch one out for Nice. Wandy was on deck, but now he'll be called back. So if Castro had reached, he perhaps would have stayed in to Bud. That's what happened the other night with Bud Norris. It'll be Pedro Feliz coming out to pinch hit for Wandy. Another outstanding game. Wandy could be 10 and 11 if the Astros score. Get him a win tonight, hold that lead, and he's come a long way back from 3 and 10 with a 6.09 ERA.
Yeah, to his credit, that's the kind of year that can really get away from you. You start to have self-doubts and not trust your stuff, and it can really snowball on you. But he battled back and is ultimately going to end up having a nice season.
Pedro Feliz could help him get a win. He's the pinch hitter now, and he came through yesterday with a 2-run pinch double in the 6th inning. His ball 1 to him. Elmer Descends is warming up for the Mets.
Elmer Descends? He's got to be 50.
It seems that way for some of these guys.
Elmer, man, yeah, he's
around a while. Nice. 2 balls, no strikes. Feliz has a pinch homer this year, 3 for 21 pinch hitting.
This is his first ever plate appearance against Jonathan Nice.
Two balls, 2 strikes. So Nice has kept the numbers down, even though he has given up a 6th inning run. That ERA 4.64 from the 4th inning on in his previous starts. Not showing too many signs of weakening here. And maybe will be asked in to stay in longer than normal because of the bullpen situation of the Mets. The closure by committee now. K-Rod not on the roster anymore. Brandon Lyon warming up for Houston. But Nice is due up second in the next inning. And he's only thrown 91 pitches. Obviously the hamstring holding up quite well for him tonight. Grounded to third. David Wright with a long throw. Bounces it, and Hessman comes up with a play.
This is true to the recipe you hear so much from baseball people. Good pitching, solid defense, and you got a chance to win. Both clubs getting both outstanding pitching and good defensive work here tonight. David Wright's made 2 or 3 very good plays.
Hessman really picked it to the backhand side. Now it's Keppinger. Kep 0 for 3 in this game. There's strike 1. We were talking about Michael Bourne budding earlier, and he had that conversation with Brad Mills. As we were talking with Brad, he said, yeah, I'm trying to tweak the team's on-base average a little bit. Bouncer goes foul. No balls, 2 strikes. The Astros have a .305 on-base average. They're 15th in the league. So if they can improve that, obviously that leads to overall offensive improvement, more runs scored. All they care about is that bouncing ball.
How about the timing with that move right there? Outstanding.
It was.
He didn't even interrupt his phone call.
No. He's wearing the jersey you used to wear.
Yep.
That's a foul ball for David Wright.
Patience, the wait, and then the snap. And more importantly, he just deep that Met fan. He wasn't even out there initially. Scoreboard.
Stole it from that Met fan, the way the Mets stole that Game 6 from the Astros in '86. That's a looping hit to right field. Keppinger On the 0-2 count, reaches with a single.
Well, Jason Michaels had a similar hit, a little flare in the center field with 2 outs before the Chris Johnson double. Maybe Astros can make something of that little doinker.
7 hits for the Astros, 6 singles, and a Chris Johnson RBI double. Angel Sanchez has one of those singles. That came in the 3rd inning to left field. He's 1 for 3. David Wright had made a good play on him in the 1st inning. Hunter Pence on deck. The late innings have been magical lately for the Astros. And they've been putting up multiple run frames. Yesterday they got 4 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th. And they had a 2-run 7th Saturday night and a 4-run 8th Friday night. One hopper here to right. They're stretching Hessman for the 3rd out. No runs a hit, a man stranded. It's 1-1 through 7. Bullpen is being brought to you by Verizon Wireless, bringing in Brandon Lyon. He has usually been the Astros' 8th inning guy, lately the closer, but now Matt Lindstrom is back. So he comes in the 8th of the game, tied 1-1. The Mets will go with Castillo. Looks like Ruben Tejada will be pinch hitting for the pitcher John Neese, and then Reyes.
Well, you look at the numbers of Brandon Lyon, He's 6-5 this year, 3.76. ERA has bounced back nicely after that disastrous outing against the Braves, where he gave up 5 runs in an inning and a 3rd, and earned his 5th loss in that ball game. He's pitched twice since, and good solid work, scoreless inning each time. And he's been on quite a roll prior to that. Just one kind of ugly bump in an otherwise pretty smooth road.
Luis Castillo leads it off. Moves away from ball 1. He's walked and grounded out. Now Lyon had 10 straight scoreless outings, covering 11 innings. Prior to that loss to the Braves on Wednesday.
Watch out for the bunt here.
It's 2-0. Castillo is 2 for 4 in his career against Lyon.
He just tries to slap the ball, but 2-0, he might try to jump on one, yank one into that right field corner. We've seen him do that from time to time. He keeps taking all the way there. He certainly will be here. 3 balls, no strikes.
The Lion pitched Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Took yesterday off, now back again. Six appearances in 7 days, and he gets a strike there for a 3-1 count. Castillo looks at strike 2. Good call there. Dan Bellino's the home plate umpire. Foul back. Castillo can be very pesky, fouling off a lot of pitches. Brandon Lyon just turned 31 last week. Bounced, and Kepinger's there to his left, making the short toss over to Wallace. Well, he came back well from a 3-0 count to get the leadoff man, Castillo.
Well, I've said it time and time again this year with Brandon Lyon on the mound. There's no sense of panic. You know, he falls behind the speedy guy, 3-0, but his demeanor doesn't change.
Jerry Manuel now makes another selection. Chris Carter comes out. He'll be the pinch hitter for Nice. Tejada was in the on-deck circle, but he'll go with the lefty hitting Carter. And Carter started last night in left field against the Phillies. 306 is his pinch hit average this season with 5 runs batted in. 3 doubles. Good numbers for Carter. And it's the first time he's ever faced the Astros. Carter hits a ball.
Young players hit everywhere he's gone. Better than 300 average as a minor leaguer.
He taps that one foul. Chris, 26 years old, Fremont, California, went to Stanford. He had 5 at-bats with the Boston Red Sox last year. He was with Arizona and then traded to the Mets in 2009. Well, back, and it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count to Carter. Carter last year had 16 homers at Pawtucket, drove in 61. Jason Bay, as JD mentioned earlier, not active right now for the Mets, fighting his way back from a concussion several weeks ago. Carter swings at the curveball, and Castro throws him out. The Lions save that one for a good spot for out number 2. Now he'll face Jose Reyes. The Astros have Pence, Lee, and Michaels due up in the home 8. Reyes is 3 for 3 against Lyon in his career, including a double. Jose 1 for 3 in this game. Here's strike 1 to him.
He's taking a big swing there with 2 outs, looking to drive one. Tough to do, though, with that good sinker moving down and away.
Looks at strike 2. That's what has kept Lyon available to pitch in all these games recently. He's thrown 15 pitches on Saturday night, 14 the night before. Last Monday he threw 7 pitches in 1 hitless inning. Tuesday night 11 pitches in 1 hitless inning. Enables him to be available for the next games. 1-2. And now the Astros have Matt Lindstrom back. His back healed up again. They used Mark Melanson yesterday. Jeff Ficino worked an inning. Tim Burdack worked an inning. Swing and a miss. Masterful work by Lyon in a 1-2-3 8th inning. Threw a lot of different pitches, and they worked well to keep this game tied 1-1.
commitment to youth baseball, visit ChevyTexasBaseball.com. Days before school starting, dwindling down to a precious few.
Next week it starts in many areas. Elmer DeSenz has been through many school years as a student, but as a professional baseball player. He's 2-1 in 31 games. He's 39 years old, JD.
Yeah, he's and having a nice year for the Mets. 186 the ERA. Doesn't strike you out very much. 29 innings. He's only fanned 12, walked 11. But keeps the ball in the ballpark, and he's yielded just a 228 average.
Pence
got that good curve ball.
Yeah. Saw a breaking ball for ball one. Almost pitched in more than 400 major league games in his career. It's back to center field. And Carlos Beltran kind of floated back there. A hard hit ball, one out.
Yeah, well, that looked like a double when it left the bat. Been some hard outs in this game. Got twisted around a little bit on that one, but he's so graceful out there. Even when he turns the wrong way, watch how casually they'll just flip around over here, put it away. Ball slicing a little bit.
Very athletic player.
Not a problem.
He did not panic. The ball was scorched. Now Carlos Lee. He is 0 for 3, 2 ground outs and a fly ball. Strike one from Elmer DeSenz. Mets bullpen is 117 and lost 24 with a 3.64 ERA. What a night for Jonathan Nee. 7 innings, 7 hits, 1 run. No walks, 1 hit batter, 5 strikeouts. Bobby Parnell and Jesus Feliciano are throwing in the bullpen for the Mets, with Matt Lindstrom throwing in the Astros pen. Carlos looking back and questioning that strike 2 call from Dan Bellino. Pedro Feliciano, that is. Pedro the left-hander and Bobby Parnell the right-hander.
You said Pedro, didn't you?
I said Jesus. Line shot left field corner. It's fair and it could be a double. Carlos Lee has it easily. 21st double of the year for El Caballo.
Sebs gave up that rocket to Hunter Pence. Now this bullet into the left field corner. Carlos. Looks like he threw it pitch by pitch here. Floats that little two-seamer in there for strike one. Carlos thought the next one was down. That one clearly was. There's the one he had an issue with. That looked like a pretty good pitch. Trying to go down and away, and just a soft breaking ball. Not a whole lot going on there. Carlos took full advantage.
Second double for the Astros tonight. That's hit number 8 for them, and it's Jason Michaels batting. He singled and scored the Astros run in the 6th after striking out the first 2 times. Michaels looks at ball 1. Well, J-Mike getting the start against the lefty. Neese had 3 at-bats against him. Now facing a different type of pitcher in DeSenz with Chris Johnson on deck. Mets have won 5 straight against the Astros. 2-0. Jeff Bagwell before the game about this late inning attack. He said, it would be nice to start earlier and get some runs scored, but for some reason these guys have been doing their best hitting lately from the 7th inning on.
The Astros are down a run here. I'm pretty sure Michael Bourne would be pinch running right now for Carlos Lee. Tie game. The chance that you might play extended extra innings. Mills doesn't want to take Lee's bat out of the lineup.
Michael. Jeff Blum over there.
Jason Bourgeois or anybody else who you would consider as a pinch run candidate.
3-0 to Michaels. Trying in right center. 3-1.
I like J. Mike's chances here. His stuff does not look particularly sharp.
Sims has not faced the Astros since the 07 season. Pittsburgh signed him in '93 as a free agent.
We've seen a lot of that tonight.
Yep.
He was thinking that they're drawing ball forward. And Bellino said, no, that's close enough.
Well, if you come back after that call with a 3-2 count, you know you got to be ready to swing the bat here on anything close. Line shot left, put down in, now back for the catch.
He misread that ball. Oh, boy. Elmer. He's given up 3 rockets here in this inning. He's got 2 outs.
Good at bat for Jason Michaels. He stung that one. Yeah, if you're Dan Warren, you're not feeling too comfortable.
If you're
right
Jerry Manuel, I mean, you just keep getting a little closer and closer to the top of that the dugout, the stairway, and how long do I go with him? I'm not going to mess with CJ, and they're going to bring in a lefty for Wallace.
Intentional walk to Chris Johnson, the hottest hitter on the planet right now.
Now, outside of those kids from Pearland, they've been swinging it pretty well.
This is the second intentional walk Chris has received this season. And it'll be Wallace.
And it'll be Feliciano.
Lefty on lefty matchup. Jerry Manuel makes the move to the southpaw. Descends, gets 2 outs on line shots, and it's 1-1, bottom of the 8th, 2 on, 2 outs. Back in a moment. Warm up. Pedro turned 34. About another 9 days. He's been in many, many ball games for the Mets. 88 times he trudged to the mound last season. Those guys who really thrives on pitching often, and he has made 64 appearances this year.
He pitches often, but he doesn't pitch a lot because he comes in and he faces a hitter maybe 2 at a time. He's 64 appearances, but just 44 innings of work for the lefty specialist. Righties chew him up, but he's awfully tough on left-handed hitters, so that's his job description. Come in, get a lefty out in a big situation. That's precisely what he's called upon to do here.
Wallace has not had many opportunities against lefties at the major league level, but he's done well, and he did better actually against lefties in the minor leagues this year, AAA, than against right-handers. 2 men on, 2 out.
Seattle fastball, slider, curve, that drop down delivery. You got to stay committed, stay in there as a hitter against him.
Falls behind 1-0. 22,688 to pay the tenants at Minute Maid Park.
That's tough. That's a big pitch. When you can drop down the way he does and throw a fastball to the outside corner against a lefty, that's awfully tough. A lot of guys can throw the breaking ball out there, but the hitter sees it better, kind of breaks across the plate and stay on it. But that Swifty down and away, that's tough.
And this one in tight makes it 2-1. Left-handed hitters 233 against Feliciano.
Walls has to contend with as he drops down and slings it. Essentially from behind the hitter.
The roller back to the pitcher. He drops it. And now everybody's safe. Error on Feliciano.
Well, in a game that is featured 6 or 7 rockets for outs, this could prove to be a huge play. Feliciano in his haste just doesn't hang on. And he reacted as if he knew that he had it. Oh, yeah, I got it. Whoop, whoop. Oh, Millie.
Oh, boy. Now he'll stay in because Jason Castro, another left-handed hitter, is coming up. Castro's 0 for 3 in this game.
First chance for Castro to hit at the big league level with the bases juiced. His deep breath. Got to get inside that pitcher's head. Maybe start walking. Very steady and slider away. That's what I get too. Then he came back faster. Hits here with the advantage, of course, with the bases loaded. Walk pushes across the potential winning run. Jason generally gives you a good patient at bat.
1-1 to Jason against left-handed pitching. He is 2 for 24. No 83 batting average. Strike to Jason. Feliciano was drafted by the Dodgers in '95. From Puerto Rico. 2 men on. Bases loaded up. Jason Bourgeois on deck. Fly ball. They'll try out into left center field. Now adjusts and comes back for the catch. And it's no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 3 men left. We move to the 9th inning. A 1-1 game. Minute Maid Park. Meanwhile, maneuverings on the field for Brad Mills. His club in a 1-1 ball game through 8. The Astros about hit the Mets 8-4. Jeff Blum comes in the game at second base for Jeff Keppinger, who was 1-for-4. It's Matt Lindstrom on the mound for the Astros. He's 2-3 with 22 saves and 28 opportunities.
I don't see anything with Keppinger.
No.
Banged up or something.
Nothing we're aware of. There could be a reason there with an injury to Keppinger for this move with Jeff Blum at second. Now the Mets come up in the 9th inning, and it's Pagan to lead off. Brandon Lyon with a 1-2-3-8 with 2 strikeouts. Kept the game tied. Now showing bunt. Gun gets out of the way. There's ball 1.
Great work for Brandon Lyon. One scoreless with a couple of punch outs. I think if Brandon had not pitched as much as he had recently, Brad Mills may have stayed with him for a second inning here in this tie game. He's been worked awfully hard.
Blum comes in on the roller. New guy in the game. Ball finds him quickly. 1 out.
New guy. Johnny New Guy. Hit it to him.
Gotta be ready. And now it's David Wright. He's 2-for-3. Lindstrom has not pitched since Tuesday. He warmed up. His back was cleared for duty. Got some work done. He's had some muscle spasms. Nothing wrong with the spine at all. It's just a muscular issue with his back. Right 2-for-3. Strike. It's the second time this season that he's really had a back issue. And you'd have to think it was probably a factor, although he did not admit that in his loss at Milwaukee. And then the loss here to Atlanta.
He's too strong. He's too muscular. I mean, he's just cut this guy.
Yeah. Brad Mills said if he goes in the weight room, he can't just pass by a weight and not lift it. He's one of those guys always working hard. So he said we kind of have to keep him away from that. So he's had spasms, but it's kind of a violent delivery. Ground ball into center field. And Wright gets his 3rd hit.
Slider gets a little sloppy sometimes, and I think that's why right-handed hitters have had a lot of success against Matt this year. Slider stayed up, picking up his 3rd hit of this game.
Now Beltran. He homered in the 4th inning. He walked in the 7th. Just incredible in that postseason of 04. They had 1 home run here off Julian Tavares of the Cardinals. It was about 2 inches above the ground. He's 3 for 7 with a homer in his career off Lindstrom. Bouncer into right field. Hunter Pence over near the line. Beltran will be held to a single. And Wright goes first to third.
And Brett Wallace holding David Wright on over there at first base. So, you know, this ball so sharply hit, did not have time to flag that one down. By him before he could even get off the bag. That ball really hit well by Beltran, and now the Astros need another double play.
Jeff Francoeur is 0 for 2. Lined out to third last time up. He drew a walk back in the 2nd inning. Lays off. Ball 1. Lindstrom in his career has pitched 8 times against the Mets last season. Francoeur 3 for 16 against it. 26 times in his career he's faced the Mets with a 3-0 record, a 1.96 ERA. Having been in their division as a member of the Florida Marlins. This one gets away from Castro, and Wright scampers home to give the Mets a 2-1 lead. A wild pitch for Lindstrom, and Wright scores with Beltran going to second.
Tough pitch to handle there for Castro. A hard slider in the dirt. He's going to kick back with a lot of action. Tough to control that one. No hesitation from David Wright, and he scores easily.
One and one to Francoeur with Hessman not batting next. Shot going foul. It's Ike Davis out to the on-deck circle. A left-handed hitter. Hessman is due up next.
This weekend sweep, the Astros just finished over the Pirates, and there's a lot of late inning explosions. The seventh, the eighth, the sixth. So maybe a ninth inning uprising is in the cards this evening.
Pitcher spot, Blum and Sanchez due up in the Astros ninth. Foul back.
Jerry Manuel without his closer. Francisco Rodriguez will have surgery done for the year. So, of course, it's going to be this kind of game for Jerry. The first time without his closer, he's going to have to figure things out on the fly.
It could be Manny Acosta. It might be Bobby Parnell. We're not sure who's going to be in this game.
Maybe they should go find Orozco and sign him. He could probably still give you an inning.
He might be able to. 2-2 now to Francoeur. Takahashi, who has been both the starter and reliever, is warming up. Blocked by Castro. Another pitch in the dirt. 3-2. Takahashi's been the eighth inning man much of the season for the Mets. But he started a couple games for the Yankees, and in both of those starts, he shut out the Yankees for 6 innings. So he's really served the Mets well. Gustavo Chacin is loosening for Houston. Flick foul.
Francoeur usually was a big swing. Just protecting there and getting a piece of that good heater.
Pittsburgh snapped its 7-game losing streak, beating Florida 7-1.
They're a different club at home. They're only 3 games below 500 in their own ballpark.
James McDonald won that game, beating Chris Volstad. Hunter takes off for third. There's a deep drive to left center field. And that one kicks off the bullpen fence. That makes it 3-1 Mets. Here's a play at third base coming up. And the relay from Sanchez not in time. Francoeur winds up driving in Beltran with an RBI triple. Hard hit ball to left center, and Beltran scores the second run of the inning.
Boy, Jeff Francoeur had himself one fine at bat there. Fouled off that tough fastball on the outside edge to stay alive, and then unloaded on this one. And great hustle as he makes it all the way around to third base. Ball kicking away from Jason Michaels, providing that opportunity, but Francoeur is not busting it out of the box. He's not going to get all the way to third.
Good play by Sanchez, who took that relay on one hop. And now Brad Mills is coming out. Francoeur picks up his second triple of the year. That was a rocket shot. But a tough return to the mound for Matt Lindstrom here. Chacin warming up. Lefty hitting Ike Davis has been announced as a pinch hitter for Hessman. But Chacin is not coming in right now. Davis, the Arizona Stater, the teammate Brett Wallace there, carries a .245 average, 15 homers, 54 runs batted in. He's been one of the top rookies in the National League. They'll walk him intentionally. And it'll be Henry Blanco coming up.
You could make a case that they should pitch to Davis because Lindstrom's been a lot better against lefties than righties this year. Left-handed hitters hitting .235, righties .344. But Davis, a far more dangerous hitter than Henry Blanco, with 15 home runs and 21 doubles. And of course with a walk, and Blanco coming up to hit, if indeed he does, the double play will be in order. But it looks like Blanco's headed back to the dugout.
Josh Tolley is a left-handed hitting catcher for the Mets. And he's going to be the guy. Good-looking young rookie who had a little big league time last year as well. Just 23 years old, from Breeze, Illinois. Last year he had 53 at-bats as a Met, hitting .321, coming up from Double-A Binghamton, where he was a .328 hitter. He's been a good receiver. Now Brad Mills is making the trip back to the mound. Tolley might have a chance to be a Met catcher for a long time.
You know, there was a rumor around the trade deadline that the Astros were contemplating a deal to send Brett Myers to the Mets for Tolley and Bobby Parnell. They're married to him now. Just a rumor.
Here's a fact. Mets 3, Houston 1. Back in a moment. Hits, 1 run. He struck out 6, walked 3. Kept his club right squarely in this game. It was 1-1 when Wandy was dueling Jonathan Neese. Once again, he strings together the quality work, JD.
Yeah, that's a quality start. He's had a whole bunch of those lately, and a lot of frustration to go along with it because he hasn't been in the winner's circle in 4 starts now. Yeah. 3 starts anyway. Anyway, the matter at hand is to try to finish off the Mets here without getting any more in the 9th. That falls to Chassin, who's 1-1 with a .546 earned run average.
And Josh Tolley, with runners at first and third and 1 out, will be the batter. The Astros middle infielders are playing it in about halfway. They were called in to confer at the mound with Brad Mills. He brought in Chassin to tell him how he wanted them to play it on the infield. Frank Brewer, the runner at third, and Davis at first. Strike for Chassin. Tolley originally came up, and you see he's done well as a pinch hitter, 5 for 9 with 3 runs batted in. There's the first pitch to him. Knees buckled a little bit on that one. He had been catching the knuckleballer well at AAA. R.A. Dickey. Well, he's caught a lot more than just R.A. Dickey since he arrived. Runner takes off for second and no throw. They let Davis move without a play to second base. He's ruled a stolen base.
Here's a double play. Infield will have to come in now.
That's a second steal for Davis. Infielders in close with a count, 1-1. Castillo's on deck. Nice roll foul. 1-2 to Tolley. Tolley made an impression on the Astros last year by going 5 for 7 against them with a double, a triple, and 2 runs batted in. Put together a 7-game hitting streak from August 3rd through the 14th, going 9 for 24. Came up in late June. Rod Barajas going on the disabled list. Tolley pulls one. Wallace juggles it, steps on first, throws home the tag, and the tumble, and they get it. Frank Cora pointing down at home plate. He's called out by Dan Bellino. He disagrees, but that's a well-turned double play as Wallace stepped on the base at first, and then the tag at home by Jason Castro.
And we thought the stolen base took away the double play opportunity. Not so fast. What a play by Wallace. Jason Castro apparently able to keep Frank Cora off the plate.
Have some changes. Here's that play at the plate.
Jason Castro able to get that left leg out in front of home plate, push Frank Cora off the plate. Jeff thought he kind of got that back corner. See him lunge for it there at the last. Very difficult call for the umpire to make, but the only reason they have a chance to get him there is by the good work of Wallace first, and then Castro doing a nice job giving up the body to push Frank Cora off the plate.
Sure did. Excellent work by Castro at home on the 3-2 double play. Now it's Ike Davis taking over at first base after pinch hitting for Hessman. Josh Tolley is the catcher. And coming in for a save, Hisanori Takahashi, 35-year-old lefty from Tokyo, Japan. He is 7-6 in his first year of Major League Baseball.
His fastball curve slide. He's got a screw for an off-speed pitch, and he's a strikeout guy. He's not a real overpowering pitcher, but he can get you a swing and miss. He's got 95 punch-outs in 100 2/3 innings.
Jason Bourgeois is the pinch hitter here.
Screwball right there.
Ball one to the Houston native Bourgeois, hitting .214 with no homers, 3 runs batted in. Pinch hitting here for Lindstrom, or for Chacin rather, and count goes to 2-0. 2 for 12 pinch hitting. Jason has 1 RBI in these roles. Jeff Kevinger left with a sprained left great toe, sounded like.
Great toe.
Yeah, that's big
makes
toe.
his toe so much better than anybody else's toe. In the rest of the world, it's a big toe.
Well, if you hit 286, it's a great toe.
Lou Groza was a great toe.
Yeah, Lou the toe. 3 balls and a strike Takahashi trying for his first save in Major League Baseball. He's worked 100.
That was a great toe. Patience is the order of the day here. All right.
3-2 to Jason.
Takes to get on. Change your approach now. Let the ball travel. Try to see it as long as you can and just shoot it the other way or lay off the ball four. So it's ball four base hit mentality here. You're not trying to hammer one.
Ground ball and one hop. David Wright. Cross to Ike Davis. One out. That's Jeff Blum. He entered the game for Keppinger. And Jeff, as a right-handed batter, has only 19 at-bats this season with one hit. Overall, a .266 hitter with 16 runs batted in. Pitch hitting well this year. .266 overall as a pinch hitter. He's 9 for 29. This is not considered a pinch hit at bat. He was already in the game. There's strike one to Blummer. He came off the disabled list after a few games in the minor leagues. He hit well as a pinch hitter. No balls, 2 strikes. Blum had a start at second base on Saturday, going 1 for 4. In the dirt, and it's 1-2. Francisco Rodriguez was taken off the roster today. He's going to have surgery on his thumb. K-Rod had 25 saves. The Mets as a team have 27. Mike Pelfrey got one. Here's one relief outing. And there's a strikeout for out number 2, Takahashi.
Well, looking to blast. And Hunter Pence follows Sanchez. So he's certainly capable of the blast. We just need to find a way to get on hell on here.
Takahashi has not had a save opportunity. He's had 3 holes. Sanchez singled in the 3rd inning. He's 1 for 4. Japanese pitchers quite often have that little pause in the delivery you see with this. He pitched for Yomiuri from 2000 through 09. To right field. And the Mets come up with 2 in the 9th inning. Jeff Francoeur with a catch to win it. Francoeur's RBI triple. A big factor in this one. The Mets win it 3-1 to capture the opener of this 4-game series. Well, the Mets find a way to snap that 1-1 tie. We'll be back with more in just a moment.